Well, I'm glad you're confused by the Trinity. You should be, because God is one single self, you tell your friends. He's a he, a him, a himself, myself, thyself, alone by myself, thousands of times. Now, you all, and your child of two recognizes a single personal pronoun to mean a single person. That should be the end of all argument. If God is called a single self thousands upon thousands of times, and God never means a triune God in the Bible, unless you've imagined it, then obviously you should settle for the simplicity of the single personal pronoun. Of course, you're confused by the Trinity because you're being asked to believe that God is one person and three persons. Oh, well, they said, I don't mean one person and three persons. What I really mean is one essence and three persons. And then you immediately step in and say, wait a minute, you're now using non-biblical language to define a biblical truth. That's not fair. God is not one what in three who's. What is a one what? Where in the Bible is God said to be a what? An it, a what? It just isn't there. God is always said to be a single divine self, male, like a father. That's utterly clear. So if you're confused by the Trinity, you should be confused. I hope you are confused and horrified eventually that you could have believed such a thing. So I quote you Millard Erickson in his famous book on the triune God. He's a very schooled evangelical, and his admissions and concessions are amazing. He says, in order to believe in the Trinity, you really should be able to say, they is one and he are three. That is an amazing concession that the Trinity is false. If you're going to have to break the rules of grammar and mathematics to express it, you're just talking nonsense. So I don't think that on Judgment Day, if you say, well, I really thought that three he's were one he, I doubt whether that will be acceptable. Now, we can always add this, that you can only be judged by what you reasonably could know. That's the wider hope principle in John 15. Jesus said to those people, if I hadn't come and told you, you wouldn't be guilty. But now that I've told you, you're responsible for the information that you've just had. So think carefully. What are you going to do with the Shema, the Hero Israel in Mark 12:29, agreeing with the Jew? What are you going to do with that in Judgment Day? What are you going to do with John 17:3, where Jesus said, you, Father, are monos alithionos theos, the only one who is true God? Your child understands that. Are you going to be able to say, well, I didn't understand it? Well, I think I'd be careful. So it depends on the degree of responsibility, and none of us can judge that. Only God can.